We conquered all of Europe. We're never gonna stop. From Paris down to Turkey, we won the fucking law.
So a number of changes we got this evening as Liverpool go to the Super Cup. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain is recalled for the side for his first start since April 2018. No Roberto Firmino, he's on the bench alongside Trent Alexander-Arnold and Xherdan Shaqiri. Sadio Mane does start. He only came back to training last Monday, a few days before the Norwich game. He was substitute for that one. He got around about half an hour that night. But he's in from the off this evening alongside Mohamed Salah and Oxlade-Chamberlain. Joe Gomez starts at right back. Trent Alexander-Arnold, as mentioned, on the bench. Joe Matip, centre back alongside Virgil van Dijk. Andy Robertson at left back, and Adrian making his first start as Liverpool goalkeeper. Liverpool are the undisputed kings of Europe after the Champions League holders beat the Europa League winners Chelsea on penalties at Vodafone Park here in Istanbul. It was an interesting game. I thought Chelsea started the better of the two sides. They had the better openings. Olivier Giroud deservedly put them in front, finishing from close range after good work from former Liverpool transfer target Christian Pulisic. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain started his first game since April 2018. It didn't quite work out for him on the left side of the front three. He was hooked at half-time for Roberto Firmino and the transformation was instant. The Brazilian international later on played for Sadio Mane to restore parity, and from then on Liverpool were a lot better. Firmino was making everything happen. It was all gone through him. Him and Salah linked up quite well. And it was looking like it was going to be Liverpool's day. And then it ended up going to extra time. Sadio Mane with his second of the evening was a great finish with his instep from more good work from Firmino, and then a penalty from obviously the referee Stephanie Frappard, the history-making referee, the first female official to take charge of a major men's game. She gave a penalty to the Londoners. It was debatable. I'm not too sure if it was, if I'm honest. Adrian brought down Tammy Abraham and it was converted by Jorginho. Neither team could find a winner in extra time and it went to penalties where Liverpool held nil 5-4 eventually in the end, going on to lift the Super Cup to leave everyone in no doubt as to Liverpool's standing in the European game at the moment. A great night for Jurgen Klopp and his players, and it's back to domestic duty when they take on Southampton on Saturday afternoon.
We play on Saturday again. We have to find a way to be ready for that game. After 90 minutes, I think, when it was close to the final whistle, and Frank Lampard asked me, where do you play on? Where do you play and when do you play? And I said, Saturday, Southampton. I said, oh, congratulations. Nobody wanted extra time tonight. They play Sunday at home at Leicester, but they have played on Sunday, so there was no advantage tonight. But for the next game, it will be pretty tough. But we have to be ready again, and that's my present to the players, that I help them recover, that they are ready for the game and all the rest. They don't ask for anything like that. It was a big fight tonight, and I didn't know before the game how good it will feel after the game when you win it. But it's brilliant. It's really big. The atmosphere in the stadium was outstanding. It showed us again how big this club is. Wherever we go, our supporters are already there. I don't know exactly how many fans were from Istanbul, but I can only say thank you, Istanbul, because it was just a brilliant atmosphere. We would have loved to bring our weather to Turkey for one day at least, because it was really intense. But now it's done. We came through and we won it, and the boys feel really good. I feel really good, so everything is okay.
Welcome in the third row. Volkan Deutsche Welle. I would like to ask my question in Turkish. Süper Kupayı kazanan ilk Alman teknik direktör oldunuz. Maçtan önce bunun farkında mıydınız? Bu sizin için bir hedef miydi? Ve bunun Alman teknik direktörlerin başka liglerde tercih edilmesi açısından etkisi olacağını düşünüyorum.
I didn't know that, so I never thought about things like that in my whole life. It's nice. There must be a first one, so I'm sure I'm not the last one, because we have a lot of good coaches in Germany. But it's nice to be there, but I don't see myself as a German really. I'm German and I like that, but I see myself much more as an European. And I felt that tonight again, that when we are all at the same targets, then we are so close to each other. In other parts of life, it looks sometimes that we have different ideas, different targets, but as people, we are all the same. We want all the same, and when we have something so wonderful like loving Liverpool FC, then it shows that we could really be much closer together than we are in reality. So it's not about me winning it, it's about LFC winning it for all the people who support us, and I can feel how much it meant to all these people, and that makes me really happy.
The red hat.
The red hat.
Congratulations, Jordan. This is Harlan, ACL Sports Nigeria. I've got two questions. What did you say to Oxlade Chamberlain after half-time? Because he was pretty anonymous in his first big game since his injury. And then practically, how vital is Firmino to the way he play because of his ability to drop deep and pick up the ball in 8 spaces?
Wow, a football question. I didn't say a lot to Ox. I don't think it was necessary because Ox, it was very important to have these minutes. It's a position he can play. He can play much better than he did tonight, but that's how it is. And after a long period after a long injury, you have to find back the rhythm. And in training, it's already there. And now in the game, he had good moments, but of course not enough for his quality. But it was not about that. I knew it was a very, very intense, well, I saw it was a very intense game, so it was clear that we had to make that decision because we didn't want to push him through. We want to give him the opportunity to perform, to shine if you want. And in that circumstances, on the position, it obviously was not as possible as we would have wished. But that's then my mistake and not his mistake, because I made the decision. So, Bobby Firmino is pretty vital, but Sadio Mane can play that position as well. Divock Origi played on that position really well. They're all different, they all have different strengths, but I think for tonight, when a team, the opponent is kind of learns from the game and is gets used to what you do, then it's important that you can make a change, and it was a big change because Bobby is different to all other players in the world probably in that position, and helped us a lot. But it was for him really, really intense. It was not the plan that he plays tonight 45 but 30 plus extra time, probably 80 minutes. That was not the plan how he had to play it. And you saw it was hard for him as well. He had pretty much no preseason. He played after 1 week. That is the problem for us a little bit, that it's our third competitive game where we had to throw in everything to be on top of it. And so after the preseason we know that we have to improve a lot of things. We know that, we see that, but a lot of things were good tonight, and we didn't ask that. But when we talk about football, I have to say it's really difficult how late offside is meanwhile flagged, because you constantly have the feeling you defended bad and it's no offside, and you are already worried and angry before then the flag is coming, and we don't know exactly, are we high enough, are we not high enough. Our view is not good enough from outside to see if it's offside or not in most of the situation. Then you see it's 2-3 yards offside, so it's brilliant defending, but it doesn't feel like, and that's a real problem. So either way they have to talk about this again, how we can sort that, or we have to get used to it, which is probably the more likely conclusion. And that's it. How's that? We can play, we will play better football, but for tonight it was only about winning, and we did that. We found again a way to win the game, and that's big, that's really big. It feels incredibly big, and I'm really happy about that.
Hi, I'm John Murray from the BBC. It's quite a story, isn't it, for your goalkeepers, for Adrian, who's only signed last week, and also Andy Lonergan as well, to be part of a European trophy winning squad.
Yeah, that's how it is. I don't know where Adrian was 2 weeks ago when we played Man City. And when I spoke to him first time, he told me, yes, I have goalie coach and stuff like this. It was clear he will need time to get fit, but we didn't have that time, so he has to be fit now, and he was fit. He played an incredible game. He had sensational saves. Both goalies had that, but maybe from Adrian it's a bit more surprising because without pretty much any preparation, with having 15 minutes. I don't know when he played the last game for West Ham, to be honest. So it's a while ago. Being ready like he was ready tonight is incredible, and he's not only on the pitch a great person. So he showed me already that he's a proper personality in the dressing room as well. He was maybe louder than I was in half time. I was not loud because I wanted to give some information, but he was really on his toes, so, and that was good and it's important and helps us, and he deserves that. Of course, in penalty shoots always lucky, but the performance over 120 minutes was incredible. Making the save for the penalty is icing on the cake, and it's wonderful. I saw now one time that he could really grab his towel before he started celebrating. That's special as well. So obviously quick in mind and knows what he wants to do. Helped us a lot, and he can be really proud of what he did tonight.
We'll take 3 more questions. Gentleman in the black shirt first.
Yeah.
So,
long hair and glasses.
yes.
Ian, what does it actually mean to you to lift this trophy as a trophy for Liverpool FC?
I asked after the game again, Millie and Hendo, is that how do people see that? I'm not long enough in the country and I was never in that game. So and he said, oh no, it's a proper trophy. It's on the wall at Melwood. So good. They have to draw it again, to paint it again, the wall at Melwood, and bring another number on the wall, 2019, and a picture or whatever. So it's big. How is that? I didn't know before the game how big it will feel, and now I know it, and it's great. If I would be again in that game, which would be nice because it would mean you won something before, I would be now more experienced. But how's that? It's nice, really nice, but not about me. It's not. I don't only say that. I mean that. It's really about doing it for the people, and from 3 opportunities, or let me say 4 opportunities in the last 3 months, we won 2. That's good. That's absolutely okay. And now let's carry on. Let's try to find a way to win on Saturday. Let's try to find a way the game after, so Saturday after that. I think Southampton Arsenal is coming up, which is both will be incredibly difficult for, again, different reasons. I think only one team celebrated tonight more than us. That's probably Southampton. When they saw 90 minutes, no decision, let them go again. But yeah, we will have to find a way, and we will find a way to be really uncomfortable at least. And if we are that uncomfortable for the opponent, if we are that, then we can find a way to win the game, and have now a couple of hours time to think about that, and that's what I will do after talking to all of you.
This is Mehdi Rus, coach Iranian reporter from Istanbul News Agency. I have a question from yourself. When you were at Dortmund, you had many fans in Iran, and now you are at Liverpool, you have much more fans in our country. What's your opinion about that?
That limits my choices for making holiday, obviously, because wherever I go, people know me, and that's not too nice on holiday, to be honest. So, I played together with 2 Iranian players. Maybe you know that. Din Mohammadi and Temurian were my mates at Mainz. So I'm pretty experienced with Iranian players. But apart from that, it's how I said, it doesn't help me if I become more famous in other countries. For me, it's only important that our club is successful, and I love the fact that I saw after the Champions League final how many people in different countries, Iran, Tehran probably involved, watched our games and were happy about the results. So that makes me really happy. That makes me really proud. All the rest is nice, but how I said, doesn't help as a private person, which everybody knows you. So from time to time it would be nice to, and I could hide myself a little bit, but that gets more and more difficult.
You will take last question. here in the middle.
Ilana Sura, Telegraph newspaper, Australia. How do you evaluate today the refereeing, and what's your opinion about the new rule of VAR and offsides?
So I told to the ref team after the game, if we would have played like they whistled, we would have won 6-0. That was my absolute opinion. They played a brilliant game, but I told her as well that I'm not happy with the penalty decision because I'm still not sure that it was a penalty, but not important anymore. So that was good. They were really good, I have to say. I think whatever you could have thought before the game, what good, there was pressure on them like hell. It's a historic moment, and staying by yourself, stay calm, and do what you have to do. Decide very important things in a very difficult and intense game. I couldn't have more respect, to be honest. It was really a brilliant performance. I spoke to the fourth official about the late offside decisions. It's really difficult. I think really it's worth it to talk about again, because it's like they have to wait. And I asked him, I said, that's like the protocol wants us to do it, but it's just difficult to judge a situation in the game. How can we see the player there, over there? It's not possible. So you think it's not offside. They played through. I think about few situations when it was offside, they didn't whistle it, and then it was a corner at the end. It was like, So we have to. I'm not sure that's already the finished article. Hopefully not. If then we cannot change that, then we have just to get used to it, and that's how it is. But it feels strange in a lot of moments when you read it, because if you think now about the game, I think, okay, they had really chances here and there, but a lot of these chances were from offside positions. So we have to not only delete that from the official stats, we have to delete them as well from the personal stats, where you have it as well. I think they're shot here, they're shot there, because you forget that it was clear offside, and that's something, I said, would be nice if they could talk about it again and have a proper look on it, and maybe they can go back to the good old offside decision. If that would be possible, just it's offside, flag up, go, and let's play in the other direction.